Is Snapchat a massive short squeeze, or is it time for Snapchat to go to the moon? Talking about it in this video, so stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Taking a look here at Snapchat. I won't be trading today. I'm not going to go live. I've got some stuff I got to do. Got to fix this camera as well. So I've got some stuff I got to do this morning, but I want to make this video. This is last night. So if you're watching it right now, it's last night. But I want to talk about Snapchat. Snapchat coming out with some kind of interesting numbers. They had their earnings yesterday after hours. You can see that move from the $14 area, gapping up there. Big move here on Snapchat from the $14 area up there to $18.36. Looking at the numbers here on Snapchat, so the big news for Snapchat right now is that they've increased their daily active users, which is big news compared to Facebook. They said they decreased their daily active users. So bad news for Facebook, good news for Snapchat. Not sure that people are leaving Facebook for Snapchat, but we'll kind of dive in here and kind of look at the numbers and see what they're really talking about. Revenue is up 104% from last year. Advertising revenues are up over 74% this year as well. Another thing is margins are up. Margins jumped up to 38% compared to the last quarter, which was at 25%. So big move there in margins, big move in advertising revenue, and then big move, the active daily users are increasing. It's hard for me to believe that Snapchat's really killing it that hard, but hey, maybe they are, and I'm wrong this whole time. But looking at this chart from when they IPO'd, you would probably think the same thing, because if you look back here, this thing IPO'd back in 2017 at $24. It jumped up to $30, and ever since then, it's just been getting crushed. It's got down there to about, what, $11 area. So Snapchat's chart is not making investors feel confident in their investment. I would be surprised if many investors are still holding from the IPO. If they are brave to say the least, but who knows? Maybe it'll pay off. Maybe Snapchat's going to the moon here. But I have a feeling that really a lot of the move today on Snapchat was caused by a massive short squeeze. So looking here at the chart, you know, what's going on? Why does shorts still think that Snapchat is a bad deal? I think the big issue here is that the cash burn for Snapchat, they're not making a ton of money. Obviously, you know, they're trying to grow the business, they're trying to figure it all out. They're burning a lot of cash on advertising, on, you know, building out the app and all that stuff. So there's a lot of cash burn, but that's kind of how it is with most of these startup tech companies. Snapchat isn't, you know, owned by any large corporation. It's really just Snapchat. So let's look at the chart and kind of get an idea of where Snapchat might be headed and where it might be not headed to. So it gapped up there from the $14 area after hours up there to $18.36. It pulled back down there to the $16.62, and that kind of acted as support, which, you know, if I'm a short and I got squeezed on this and they double down at the $18 area, they're like trying to get out. Well, then you can see what happens. From $17, we opened up today and made that move. Broke above that after hours high there at $18.36. And look at it from there. From $18.36, it found some support. It actually kind of bounced off the $18.36 area, went higher from there. So I think, so looking at the chart, it does seem like a lot of this was caused by shorts. You had shorts piling in there every top. The shorts saw the top. They thought, hey, this is going to have to pull back. It's got to pull back, right? It's up 40% on the day. It's got to pull back. They're trying to short. It finds support. They get squeezed. Again, they try to short it here. It finds support there, bounces off the EMAs, starts moving higher, but then kind of pulls back. So I think this is really when the shorts were like, hey, okay, we won. It's over. The game is over. We're shorting. And they're shorting there at that $20 area, hoping this is going to crash down. I was watching this during the day. The volume was crazy. I think there was like 200 million shares traded on this, 232 million shares traded. So massive volume. I just don't think that's only because people are trying to buy this because it's going to the moon. I think a lot of that volume was shorts getting squeezed, shorts covering, and then shorts doubling down, and shorts trying to crash this down. If you watch this thing during the day, if you watch the level 2, you watch the chart, it was insane at some point. I think there was just millions of shares going through, and it was not moving. So you had shorts just piling in there, just piling, but they could not crash it down. You can see after that, you have the shorts covering here because now, boom, it's coming up, up there to $22, and then pulling back down there to $20.13. So big move all the way up there to 22. Nothing but green, breaking over that $20 area, moving there to 21, and then pulling back down. And then, you know, closing pretty bullish close on this, holding that $20 area. It was still up over 40% after hours, up there to $20.60. You got to keep an eye here on Snapchat. See if this can continue. You can see if people see if people still are going to be trying to short the tops, if people are still going to be trying to buy the bottoms, and if the bulls can really pump this up, because there's a lot of action. 232 million shares traded. That's got to be a record for Snapchat. I mean, looking at the daily chart, I think it's a record. Maybe back during the IPO, but overall, I mean, that's IPO'd. The record was 217, so that's 232 million shares traded today, which is, it's a lot of shares. And if you watch, like I said, if you watched level 2 during the day, you would have seen how crazy it was. I saw millions and millions of shares just going through, and the stock was not moving. Pretty crazy to see. Just somebody was sitting there trying to short this thing down. They might win in the long term. This thing might just start to roll off tomorrow morning and crash down. But I think you need to keep a close eye on this pre-market. If it wants to hold the $20 area, this thing could rip up there to 21, again up there to 22. If you look at the daily chart, you know, where is that resistance at? Where's that support? We got a little bit of a gap in the chart. So this gap down from the $23 area down there to $17.59. So there's this big gap in the chart that's kind of reclaiming. You know, obviously it's just been selling off since then. But so obviously there's this gap in the chart when that bad earnings came out, and it was kind of the first earnings they had. It gapped down. But there's still a little bit of gap in the chart there. It only got up there to 22, 21.94 before. It only got up there to $22 before. So I'm thinking if this gets above 22, there might be some room to get up here to $23, $24 area. So keep an eye on Snapchat. If you're looking to short, don't get too excited right away. Look for some, you know, resistance. You know, you can see these. If you were to short Snapchat, look how this would have played out. You're trying to short the second kind of attempt at the new high. So this high here gets up there at 1980. It pulls back, it finds support, gets up there again to 1980. It can't break, and then it pulls back down. So don't be too excited. Don't try to catch the top. Look for kind of the second attempt at the high of day breakout and then short at that point. Because if you would have shorted here at 21.2, you might have got lucky, but you probably would have shorted into this and got squeezed. But if you would have waited, you would have seen, okay, now we're not going higher. I can't break it back above 21. It's probably a good time to short. And that's, you know, would have been a nice move from 2085 down there to 2030. But overall, this stock is just bullish and moving higher. So you're probably better off buying the dips on this one if it's not going to crash. So keep an eye on Snapchat. Like I said, they've got good earnings. They've got a lot of hype around them. The media's talking about them. They're talking about them on CNBC. You got Jim Cramer pumping it up. There's a lot of people talking about Snapchat. And that can cause a massive short squeeze. You got funds who have been shorting this for a long time, thinking that Snapchat was going down, down, down. Well, it looks like the game changed. So if you guys have any more comments or questions, leave a comment below. Hit that like button. And also, do me one big favor and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Just do it. You know you want to do it. I'll talk to you guys later on.